Hi everyone, I wanted to add an audio component to this week's key points to remember, so I hope that that will help some of you kind of get the information in a different format. One of the important things that built upon last week and that was discussed early in this week's module was the importance of feedback, and hopefully you were able to see the importance of feedback based on what your peers said and then with the reading that you went through this week. And as it said, even though you're the author of your paper and you get to choose to accept or dismiss feedback that you're given, it's important to not dismiss feedback too quickly. Sometimes others have really great insights. Upon initial examination, we may disagree or be a little bit hesitant, but if we really slow down and think about things, we may discover that they had something insightful to say. Even if we don't go the exact direction the peer mentioned, we may find that there's something that sparks a new idea, or we may find that it just indicates we were a little bit unclear or we needed a little bit more development. So I would really encourage you to consider your classmates' feedback carefully before you decide how you want to involve or not involve it as you draft this week. You also learned about something really important, thesis statements. The thesis is the premise of your paper, and hopefully you are working on or are already finished with activity 5.3. And in that portion, you learned that the thesis statement for an argumentative paper can function really well when it uses the stance plus supporting reasons formula or format. So state your stance, right, on your controversial issue, and then your reasons or your claims are essentially those main points that you wrote about in your writing plan. And so by using your stance plus supporting points, you'll have a really solid foundation for your thesis statement that's going to prepare your readers for what's to come in the rest of the paper. You don't want to keep them guessing. You don't want there to be surprises. You want to be direct about both your stance and how you're going to support that stance from the from the thesis statement on. You also learned a little bit more about body paragraphs to build upon what you learned about the PIE method in Module 4, where you did that activity in 4.3. Hopefully you kind of learned more about topic sentences. Remember, the topic sentence will be the opening sentence of a body paragraph, and it will present the key point or the main idea of that particular body paragraph. The topic sentences are important because they kind of tie things back to the thesis statement, and then they prepare your readers for that specific paragraph. So they serve a really important organizational purpose. Your topic sentences will most likely be your main point in reason form. So if you just state your main points from the writing plan as reasons why your thesis statement is valid, then that's going to pretty much turn into the topic sentences of your paragraphs. You had a little bit more explanation or kind of, references back to the PIE method. So remember that that's a really important to keep in mind as you're developing your paragraphs this week. That will give you a firm foundation because it will help you include both your own ideas and the evidence, and it will help you prepare well-rounded paragraphs. And then you learned about conclusions. You learned about how they should be interesting and engaging, even though they're not going to add new information. Like, you're not going to bring in a fourth main point in your conclusion, or you're not going to bring in something that you haven't mentioned anywhere in the paper that just comes out of left field. Instead, you're going to reinforce your ideas and then leave your readers with something meaningful, something insightful, something purposeful, something significant that they can kind of hang on to as they leave your paper. You want to keep them thinking about your issue, even if they don't make a decision to agree in that moment. You want this topic kind of lingering in the back of their minds, and so that's your goal with the conclusion. So you had a lot of information this week, all of it connected to helping you prepare a really solid draft. As the image here says, first drafts don't have to be perfect, they just have to be written. And I know that it's challenging to write, and especially write quite a bit in 1 week, but you all are prepared because you have your sources, you have your writing plan, and even though first drafts don't have to be perfect, the draft you submit to me to be graded should have been something that you revised a few times. So I shouldn't see your very roughest or your very first draft, but what I should see is your first graded draft, the part that shows all that you have done and learned so far, and then you'll build upon that in the coming weeks. So it should be your best work for this point in the term. But of course, there's still more to learn and more ways to grow as a writer. So good luck as you write this week. If you have questions about any of the key concepts that were covered, please feel free to let me know.